this PlaqueBoyMax album is not good. Nah, I heard it. I was listening to it. It was like I think it was like 2 or 3 songs I didn't too much care for. You know what I'm saying? I know that second track. I heard that second one. I didn't too much care for that one. Yeah, wait, was it I know that second one. I didn't really too much care for the second one. And it was something else. It was like other, but overall it was alright. But like that, like I said, that second one, I think it was that first one, the yacht. Was it the yacht? I think I gotta listen to the yacht one more time. But I know that second track, I did not too much. You know what I'm saying? I didn't too much care for it. But yeah, let's check this out, bro.
Who has been, what's poppin', y'all? PlaqueBoyMax, who has been the premier streamer, the breakout streamer of the year when it comes to 2025 and later end of 2024. He just dropped his debut album. So for those, it's called Five.
See that's I remember the second track I didn't too much care for. It was another, like I said, it probably like 2 or 3 of them I did too much care. I'm still somewhere with the first one, the yacht, ain't it called the yacht? I didn't too much care. I know that East Coast, what it was, East Coast something. Now that one right there, I can vibe with that one. It was something. Yeah, oh man, I gotta go back and hear it again. But yeah, like I said, overall, it's not bad. You know what I'm saying? It still can, still can do a little more. He have potential. I ain't gonna hold you. But yeah, like I said, like probably 2 or 3 of them I didn't too much care for.
Forever. 5-star is his crew, what he calls his fans, what hit the brand that he reps. And I think the cover is dope. Off rip. He's got the 5-star with the New Jersey Nets jersey, which was he even, how old was he when the New Jersey Nets turned into the Brooklyn Nets? Because Jay-Z was one of the people that came into the Brooklyn Nets, and that was what, 2010, 2011 when Magna Carta Holy Grail came out, and PlaqueBoyMax is what, 22? So he was like what, 6, 7, 8 years old, maybe. Who knows? But I think it's a dope cover either way.
Yeah, the cover. The cover is hard. I ain't gonna hold you.
Signed to Field Trip Records in partnership with Capitol, and it was Quavo that leaked this when he was like, yo, we on the same label. I think it's a solid move for him to sign to a label just to get a lot more of these collabs easier. And shout out to them because they listened when I was like, yo, why don't they just do these music streams in a studio so that people could smoke as opposed to the Airbnb? And it looks like he started doing that. So maybe I wasn't tripping and making that suggestion, and it wasn't something that they had tried before. One thing, though, is that PlaqueBoyMax had been seen more as a curator and an engineer to a degree, not like engineering proficiency, but he was handling the engineering of these songs. And I'm going to first review my thoughts on this album, because this album is PlaqueBoyMax's album of him rapping. And I listened to...
Yeah, like, in the same time, yeah, and see, in the sun, and like, at the same time, I did want him to go, like start using like auto-tune. Like I don't want to use. He was using the auto-tune, bro. I ain't want him to keep using the auto-tune, but it is what it is, though.
To this album twice. I actually took notes on this, and this is more than I've done for any other album that's dropped this year, for even artists that I like. Like, I'll listen to it on my own. I'm not taking no damn notes. Maybe if it's an artist that I kind of mess with, I'll listen to it once, and then I most likely won't really talk about it after that. Because for this, it's his debut album. The guy's a streamer too. He also said that he wanted to not take a break, but he said he wanted to fall back on making his own music on stream to focus. And he just felt like there was a lot of pressure on him on stream. So I wanted to give him a completely fair shake instead of just going in there off the first listen and dismissing it, which might have happened off the first listen. So I'm going to go
See, okay. See, like, yeah, the second one I did too much care for. Okay, this one was okay, bro. It was someone like, I know, East Coast, what it was?
Track by track. Now,
yeah, the East Coast. The East Coast was okay. I was rocking with East Coast. Like I said, some of it was like probably 3. Rockstar, it was straight to. Okay, like I said, yeah, bro. Some of this was alright, bro. Like I said, it probably like 3 songs. I didn't too much, care for, but overall, he still had potential.
First song, Yacht. This song is absolute trash.
Yeah, I said I wasn't really rocking. Like I said, I probably gotta listen to it a little more. I didn't too much care for that. Like, it is what it is.
my first thought was, what the hell is this? If this album is going to be like this, no, I might not make it to the third, fourth song.
I ain't gonna hold you, bro. Like, 'cause it was like, I understand he's trying to be more creative and more unique. It was giving like Playboy, Cardi, and everything around. So I understand he's trying to be unique though.
And I had already committed. So this song, garbage. The beat, whatever the hell he did to his vocals, all that mashed together. It's like one big dookie sandwich. And it's the first song too. Usually that's the one where you want to establish to a listener that's never heard of his music before, especially him rapping. Many people have seen him and seen what he's done with music.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, he got potential. I was just surprised when he put that one out as the first, bro. He should have put East Coast first.
But they haven't really heard him rap. Maybe they heard Pink Dreads. So this,
Pink Dread was, Pink Dread. Yeah, he eating Pink Dread.
Oh my goodness, what a terrible first impression. But I sat down and I continued to soldier through for you guys. The second song, Lay Flat, I don't think the concept was bad.
I didn't too much care for the second one. I didn't too much care for the second one. That did me though.
You know, Lay Flat's First Class. A lot of rapping and writing in general is just saying a bunch of different things, saying the same things in a bunch of different ways. And that's where creativity comes from. I think a lot of creativity comes from constrictions as opposed to like, there are so many other things to talk about. Not really. There aren't that many things to talk about in life in general. However, you could say many different things in different ways. So I thought the concept wasn't that bad, but the song is trash. Now, the writing wasn't terrible. Now, PlaqueBoyMax, we're not going to say his writing ever impressed me to any degree, but I can understand where it's like, okay, the writing here is not too bad. But the delivery is just like off on this song. It doesn't come across well. The melody and the flow just sucks. So we're not off to a great start. Number 3 was Tank Davis. And I was just like, in my notes, I just wrote, WTF is this? It's just a mess. Yeah, that's what the song felt like, a complete mess. At this point, I'm like, this is only 13 songs. Let's see if we can soldier through. The song 7, was the first song that was actually decent. You know, like I raised my eyebrows, like, okay, like the not bad face. And the flow fits well with him and the beat. So I thought the song was okay. I actually liked this song. And then after that, it's Swag 2. So this song, Swag 2, it wasn't trash like the first 2 songs, but it was just forgettable. I feel like the delivery and the vocals were supposed to be like a little bit spacey considering the way that the beat feels, but it just sounds like something Old Uzi would mess with. And if Old Uzi was messing with this, it wouldn't sound like this, how the song ended up coming out. So Swag 2, not a fan of it. Now Rockstar, that's just whack. This isn't like music. Rockstar? It just sounds like noise put together. So I did not mess with that song.
Okay.
Now track number 7, Dave. This is the hardest beat thus far that also matches his style. The delivery on here was on point by PlaqueBoyMax, and I think this is one of those songs. This is the first song where I'm like, okay, or maybe the second song because I liked 7, but this was the first song where I said, okay, he's showing me what he's capable of making. But then after 38 seconds specifically, I'm like, wait, what the hell is he doing with this switch up on the flow and his rap as well? Like it just got worse at that point. After 38,
like I said, I get it. He's trying to be more different and unique in ways, but I don't know, bro.
8 seconds, but then it picked up later. So I don't know if this song was supposed to be shorter or what. And this is a recurring theme that we're going to see throughout this project. But we saw some glimpses of like, okay, I see what you're doing, and then it's just taken away. Track 8, Yacht 2. This is Dookie Golf.
I didn't care for this one. I didn't care for this one, bro. I did not care for this one, bro. I'm just gonna be real. I did not care for this one.
Garbage. And this song, if I was a PlaqueBoyMax hater, and I was like, I'm gonna make sure that everybody that's heard of this guy but hasn't heard of his music, they never listen to it again.
He want to play that track right out and let them listen to it. Nah, it was Yacht. Like I said, it's the first Yacht. Yacht was the first one for me, bro. Like, okay, let's do okay. I'm like, okay, let's just keep listening, bro. Let's just keep listening, man. Like, but that first one, Yacht, bro. Ooh, then we had Yacht 2. I'm like, come on. I don't know.
This is the song. This is the first song that I would show them. I'll be like, this song perfectly encapsulates PlaqueBoyMax. I'd send that to them. That's how bad it is, or that's how bad I think it is. Track 9, Paid For. this is a smooth beat, and the background vocals, whoever's wooing in the background, it sounds like PlaqueBoyMax, but it's flows smooth on this. He flows smooth on this. I would say it's like the third good song on here, maybe second good song if we're talking about at this point. But the second half, after 1 minute, it feels like the song was supposed to end. It just gets worse after that mark with his last verse. And this is clear Drake influence, but there's nothing wrong with that. The guy's clearly listened to a lot of different music. He's taken input from a lot of different artists.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like he's trying to be more like different and unique in a way, which I'm not mad at though. But you know, it is what it is.
He's trying a lot of things here. Pink Moscato, track 10. This is a solid song, but it feels like it's another one of those songs that was supposed to end at 1 minute. It just gets worse with the second verse, and I don't know why he's extending these songs past 1 minute. Maybe because some of these songs were snippets. I don't know, were these songs snippets? PlaqueBoyMax stands, fans, 5-star guys are gonna have to let me know if that's the case. If you just released a song the same length of the snippet, maybe people are disappointed, because I know for Spotify the minimum is 30 seconds. I don't know if it's a minute now, but you don't need a song to be 90 seconds. Now granted, you should be able to make a song that's 90 seconds, but this song just gets worse after the 1 minute mark with his last verse. And I don't know if he's coming back to these songs later to finish them or what, but that's what it feels like. It feels like he laid it down and he had like this, he was kind of in this flow state, and then he just leaves it and he comes back and it just picks up and it feels choppy. Like it's hard to describe. Now 11, SOS. This song just sucks. I get he's experimenting here. The writing, like I said, isn't bad. There aren't any bars where I'm like, oh, this is terrible. Now, there aren't any bars that impress me either. But it's like, okay, I get it. And the thing is, like, he's trying. It's like a little bit of a reflective song, but he's just not delivering it well.
So I believe this whole album is just him, like, experience and being more, like, trying to get people to understand him as an artist. Like, it's being trying to be unique in all type of ways. That would really was getting for me. That overall, that would really that whole album was giving. Like, he's trying to show people that I'm unique, being more different and unique. You know what I'm saying? Is that what it's giving?
So I think what he was trying to do isn't bad, but the song itself, yeah, it comes out, it sucks. East Coast.
I rock with East Coast. East Coast was straight. It's not bad. I rock with East Coast, so you know it is what it is.
I'm not a fan of this song. Maybe like more underground, like newer guys, they mess with this, newer fans, but this song is just not good. And then track 13, Casper, which is
Casper, Casper was like, I'll let it slide though.
The last song on the album. I like the opening to this song. The beat is nice. The concept of the song is okay. But after 35 seconds, it's like he just struggled to find some bars. It's like he tripped and fell and like caught his balance again. And he just stumbled and loses the flow a little. Like the melody after a minute just does not hit with his voice. I don't know if he needs vocal work, or I would say if he just kept rapping the whole time and didn't try to switch it up in that song and trying to hit that at 1 minute, it would have been solid. And like after 1 minute and 45 seconds, he's like, it ain't nothing for me to F a hoe and go Casper. Like, why is that even part of the song? It just makes the song worse. And it's not because of what he's saying. It's just the way that it sounds on the tracks. Like we got to peel back the layers. And a lot of these songs, like a couple of these songs that I almost liked, they just had to be cut shorter. And that's one thing that I do respect about PlaqueBoyMax is that he made this quite condensed in 13 songs. And this is to his detriment sales-wise. I don't think sales is even a conversation for this that we should have. Like, we got to give the guy grace. He's not a mainstream artist. I'm just really going to appreciate Yeet here. Now, there is some Yeet influence on some of these tracks. Yeet is also a label made of him because he's with Field Trip Records. Man, Yeet, it just goes to show, like, that guy is actually incredible in comparison to PlaqueBoyMax. And one thing that PlaqueBoyMax, it feels like when he's rapping, is that it's somebody that never really learned and harnessed the fundamentals. So, for instance, like XXXTentacion, right? Like the music that he was making, he showed like, yo, I can actually rap. I learned how to traditionally rap first. And I don't know if it was on No Jumper where he just busted into a freestyle.
Yeah, that was dope, bro. Bro was just going in.
Juice World. That's somebody that made more like SoundCloud-ish music, if you want to call it that. But we heard the guy freestyle. The guy could clearly rap. He had the fundamentals down. Lucky is another guy who has a different style of music. Like, you wouldn't call him lyrical, quote unquote, but the guy's got bars. If Lucky wants to rap, write up an actual rap song traditionally with the basics of the game, the fundamentals, he could do it. I would say Yeet could probably do it as well. But PlaqueBoyMax, I don't know if he can do that. And that's the thing. It seems
Max got to prove some people wrong.
Like PlaqueBoyMax just like heard and he tried to start punching in and just learn as you go. But a lot of these other artists, to break the rules, you first got to know the rules and be able to do them well. Like, for instance, you've got the fundamentals of boxing, right? Like, cover your hands. You've got the fundamentals of like how layups are done. You've got the fundamentals of skateboarding. Like, everyone learns the trick the same. However, it's expressed differently the better someone gets. So the more experience someone gets, like you see top fighters and they fight differently. You're like, yo, why does this guy keep his hands down more? Or like, why is there different styles for elite fighters that have been champions? It's because that's how they express the style. But they all learned the same fundamentals. And in rap, like, no matter how you want to sound, you got to learn the fundamentals of rap to be able to switch up. And I don't know if PlaqueBoyMax learned the fundamentals of rap. I could be wrong, and I would like to know if I'm wrong, but that's what it feels like. I'm also not...
That way it's giving, pretty much.
Not convinced that him being a rapper is the best idea. And also why I think I think it's almost impossible to do this is because rapping is hard, man. Making good music is hard. This also made me not only just appreciate Yeet, Sofego, please hurry up and come back. It made me appreciate you too. Even Netspend and like Osama Sen. I was never really an Osama Sen like hater. I'm not really too much of a listener of him. Netspend, I was for sure a hater. That guy's music was trash. But even him, I'm like, okay, this guy clearly has been making music for years and that's his main focus. PlaqueBoyMax, this guy's streaming all the time. And being a rapper while streaming all the time and getting better at being a rapper. It's not like, okay, you already spent your dark years, all of those years from like 16 to 21 rapping, and then now you're a streamer. No, you were streaming and maybe like doing music on the side. And then now you're trying to play catch up, yet we're going to compare you to rappers if you want to be a rapper. When what I thought PlaqueBoyMax's album was going to be was him being a curator, a tastemaker. That's how I see him, and that's what his brand is like too. It's like, hey, I'm going to put these, like DJ Khaled. I believe that PlaqueBoyMax could have been an ideal DJ Khaled-esque figure for the new generation. So, I'm going to get these producers in the room. I'm going to get these artists and these singers and these rappers to lay down the tracks exactly.
I wasn't thinking like that. I was thinking more like, oh, Matt gonna be more like have like features on his album. But I understand this is his first album, so you know what I'm saying. That was give. That's why I thought he was gonna like have like those type. Cause I think he'll be more. I think he'll do good with that too. Like having like features like artists on his own album. I think he'll do great with that part. But I understand he want to like do it on his own. But that probably gonna take some time.
Exactly like how I want, and then he pushes the album. He's like, yo, this is my album. And maybe he's like, yo, he says 5-star throughout the track. Not like DJ Drama or something where the majority of the song is someone else, but he's actually just executive producing. Because when your skill is like, for example, like a stylist is not a fashion designer, but a stylist knows style and knows how to put the style on somebody. A fashion designer might know how to design the piece, but not how it's going to look on different people or how other people should wear it. And there's other things like this, like I guess like food critics and actual chefs. Now, are actual chefs the best food critics? I don't know, because chefs have specialties, and that's what they focus on. Regardless, with PlaqueBoyMax, I think that was a missed opportunity, and maybe it's because he's really, really passionate about rapping, or it's because he didn't want to be seen as like a DJ Khaled when that was the majority of his content. Like when we see PlaqueBoyMax clips, it's not him rapping. And he fell back on making his own music, but that was never the highlight or the reason why a lot of people knew him. And if you're going to be a rapper as PlaqueBoyMax, you need to be elite. And I mean elite for the audience that you're targeting. Keep in mind, like, I'm listening to this, I know a lot of these tracks aren't for me, and I'm listening to it from the mind frame of somebody that's comparing this to the same type of music.
Yeah, see that like I was saying, like I feel like it more for like the young ones, those young ones. His song more going towards like them young ones, like under his age. That what we're giving, something like that. So I guess he gonna try to stay in his own lane with that though.
That PlaqueBoyMax is trying to hit. Like, there are a lot of people that are listening to this just because they heard of PlaqueBoyMax and they don't like this style of music whatsoever, and they can't put themselves in the mind frame of somebody that likes this style of music whatsoever. So they're just gonna call the whole thing trash. Like, you clearly heard, like, yeah, I'm giving some actual takes on here. I'm being a bit nuanced. I don't think the whole thing's garbage. Overall, the project, I would say it sucks. Like, what? I'd give it like a 3, maybe a 3 out of 10. There aren't that many tracks on there. I think like it could have been up to like a 5. Some tracks were shorter, but like song making as well, I think that's something that PlaqueBoyMax needs to focus on. And also, I think he's experimenting too much. Like, there's too many different styles on.
Yeah, that's the part right there. Yeah, it's like, especially with that fur track, bro. I'm like, I don't know where he going with this right here. I'm trying to figure out, like, but like I said, I get it. He's trying to be more like unique all around. But it was that way I'm like, I can't really put it in words though. Like, it's just him being all around. They want to experience with new things.
On this, for somebody that hasn't yet developed, that a lot of rappers that we see that are versatile now, they started off with a distinct style that they focused on and they mastered. And we were like, okay, that person's got that. And then they start breaking out and trying new things.
Yeah, like what that, like Lil Wayne was like that when he was doing the rapping. Then he went on autotune. Then he had his other song, other album, like him on doing like some rock star, saying like rock star type stuff. I still remember that, bro. That was hard too.
So having a bunch of different styles as a rapper is already difficult. You already are not great of a rapper, and you're trying to do that, and you're trying to stream all the time. You just can't, you're not going to go very far at that rate, in music at least. Like, entertainment, of course, like the guy's absolutely killing it. So those are my thoughts on the album. The sales conversation, I think it's just like a hater move for anybody to really focus on that. People are going to report it because he's popular. It is what it is. But I want to see a project of PlaqueBoyMax, not as a rapper. I want to see you executive produce something. Like, you're a tastemaker. Like, you've put on artists and your audience messes with that. And I think his audience is going to support this. But if you want to be a rapper, you need people that just like your music, independent of whether they know who you are. So if I just throw a PlaqueBoyMax song, and this is what I think PlaqueBoyMax needs to think in his brain. Yo, these songs that I'm creating, if someone takes one of these songs and throws it in the middle of a playlist, and this person's never heard of me before with similar type music and rappers, are they going to think it's trash or not? Or are they going to think, yeah, yo, this is hard? If they're not going to think it's hard, then you've got a problem. Because that's the only way to make this work. Like, as a like, how do rappers get on? People that don't know them listen to their stuff and they're like, yo, this is great. Who is this guy? And then they follow them. But let me know what y'all think about this in the comments. Like and subscribe, and
there you go, bro. Like I said, he had potential, bro, but he's just all around in a place. He's everywhere right now, so that's how I see it right now. But think about that, because not a good stuff, man.